Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. So yesterday was NBA Media Day, and for this episode, we're talking about Nikola Jović and why this upcoming season is going to be absolutely massive for him. And he talked on a few different subjects during Media Day. First was his contract extension eligibility. Next was his mindset heading into the year. And most importantly, he talked about his personal goal of becoming a starter with the Miami Heat. And so, with the deadline for his extension on October 20th coming up, the Miami Heat's young forward said he isn't worried about a deal right now. He said he's happy that he still has 1 year left on his rookie scale contract. But what really stood out again was his focus on carving out a starting role for this upcoming season. So let's start with the contract piece. Jović is eligible for that extension, like I said. He made it clear, though, he's not losing sleep over it. That tells you something about his mentality. He's locked in on his play, not just the business side. And honestly, I think that's the right approach for him. He's only 21 years old. He's super young. He's still on his rookie deal. He knows that he has one more deal left. And the best way for him to secure a long-term future with this Miami Heat is to basically produce on the court. So putting the focus on performance rather than negotiations is a good thing for him. And Jović is setting the stage for what could be a breakout year. And Goran Dragic said he thinks that he is going to have a big season this upcoming year. So let's talk about his main goal also, which is becoming a starter. He said it himself at Media Day. This is very important for him and for the Miami Heat. So this couldn't come at a better time. Like, competition is obviously great. Iron sharpens iron. So like, we need him to compete and put pressure on other players. Miami has been undersized in many years with Bam Adebayo as our small ball center. And so we've switched to a lineup where we had Kel'el Ware as a starter last year when he was a rookie. And so Bam, he's carried the load in the front court. And too often the Miami Heat have gone small, especially when we had Jimmy Butler. And it was just a small front court. And starting Jović could finally give Miami this thing they've been missing, which is real size. And for if there's injuries, or if we want to just test out different lineups, we could play a lineup where we have Nico, Bam, and Kalal, which would be crazy because Nico, he's 6'10" with guard skills. He's a natural fit next to Bam and Adebayo. He could stretch the floor. He could pass. He can play in transition. He's improved defensively, which is great. And he's been putting on a lot of size and muscle. And Jović starting isn't just about rewarding a young player. It's about fixing a roster imbalance that's been glaring for the past few seasons. We've been out rebounded so many years in a row. We've been bottom 4 in rebounding, defensive rebounding for the past 5 years. So size matters. Like, think about it. Miami's recent playoff runs against the Nuggets back in the day, against the Celtics, like the Bucks, like all these teams, the Knicks, have been able to throw multiple bigs and wings at you. And the Miami Heat had to overextend Bam Adebayo just to stay on the boards. So it's huge having a lineup where you have two guys that are 6'10" and above, even though Bam is only 6'9". He feels bigger, but he's not. So putting Jović in the starting lineup could solve that problem for Miami. He adds length, rebounding, versatility. He gives Bam another front court partner or wing player so that he doesn't have to do everything. And because Jović can stretch the floor, he doesn't clog the paint, which is good. And so we would have three big guys who can actually shoot the three ball, which would be huge. Bam tested the three ball last year. He improved. Kel'el Ware showed he has touch. Nico's probably the best shooter between the three of them. That is going to be huge to open up the floor for Tyler Hero when he comes back healthy, and Norman Powell to attack off the dribble into the paint. We've already seen glimpses of Jovic's potential, especially in international play with Serbia. He showed he can handle big minutes, score efficiently, and compete against NBA-level talent. With the Heat last season, he made strides in his shooting, decision-making. He just needs to be consistent and needs to stay healthy. He needs to be able to string together 25, 30 minutes per game if he's a starter. If not, he still will probably play 25, 26 minutes per game off the bench, and he needs to be that point forward. We need him to play in transition. We need him to play with pace. Jaime Jaquez Jr. was interviewed saying that he wants to get easy layups this year, and you do that with pace. And young guys typically move the ball a lot quicker. So that's something that could be an opportunity this year for the Miami Heat and for Jović, who's hungry to prove that he could be that guy. He's hungry for a new contract, for that extension. So again, this season is a huge deal for Nikola Jović. He's entering, again, that contract eligible year. And even if we don't give him the extension now, he's going to be playing for that 4 to 5 year deal. Wants to stay with the Miami Heat long term, wants to be part of the core with Bam and Hero as the two now leaders of the Miami Heat since Jimmy Butler's been gone. His mindset, I think, is perfect. He's not worried about the money yet. He's focused on the work. He's focused on putting in the effort. And if he earns that starting spot, then the Heat gain something they desperately need: size, versatility, transition basketball, someone who could shoot, someone who's young and promising. That's good for the Miami Heat. He could become a cornerstone player and rotational player that is part of our future. So, Heat fans, what do you think? Should Jović be in the starting lineup opening night, or should he come off the bench and be that point forward? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you again, and on to the next one.